Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning into this video in which we review what was covered in week 9. So we just looked at using equations to solve worded problems. So using equations to solve worded problems, you always follow these 3 steps. Define a variable, so we let x or whatever letter we want be the thing we're trying to find. Then we form an equation, and then we solve it, either using the balance method or flowchart. So here in black is the kind of question you need to be able to do. Maths tutor paid a call-out fee of $30 plus $50 per hour. Tutor earns $180. How many hours did he work? So the first thing we do is we let x be the thing we're trying to find. So this question's asking us to find the number of hours the tutor works. So I let x be the number of hours that were worked by the tutor. So secondly, we form an equation. We need to turn all of these words into an equation. We're going to rewrite this information using only mathematical symbols. So the tutor is paid $30 plus $50 per hour is 50x, 50 times the number of hours worked, and that is equal to 180. This equation says the same thing as all of these words here. So getting the equation is the hard part. Once you've done that, it's easy because we've solved equations like this heaps of times. So for this one, I'm going to use the flowchart method. So to use the flowchart method, I tell the story of what happened to x. So x was multiplied by 50, then 30 was added to give 180. So this top line is always saying what happened to x. So to solve it, what we're going to do is start at 180 and go the other way. So instead of adding 30, I'm going to subtract 30 because subtraction undoes addition. Instead of timesing by 50, I'm going to divide each side by 50. So my answer will be 180 minus 30, which is 150, divided by 50. So 150 divided 50 is 3. My answer is x equals 3. So you should write a worded answer to respond to a worded question. This just shows that you know what you found. So we found x equals 3. X was the number of hours worked by the tutor. So if the tutor works for 3 hours, he will earn 100, and we're done. Now let's look at a harder type of question. So this question is a little harder because we need to find more than one quantity. So the question, perimeter of a rectangle 34 centimeters, length 7 meters more than the width. What are the dimensions of the rectangle? See, this is asking us to find the width and the length of the rectangle. That's what we mean by dimensions. So there are 2 quantities, width and length, that we don't know. So we're still going to follow the process of defining a variable, forming an equation, and then solving. But this is harder because what we need to do is write each quantity in terms of the same variable. So this is what I said to do in class. When you're finding more than one quantity, always let x be the smaller quantity. So here, the length is longer than the width. The width is the smaller quantity. So I'm going to let x equal the width of this rectangle. Now, I don't let y be the length. I only want to use one pronumeral, one letter. We only know how to solve equations when there is one letter. So I need to write the length in terms of x. What that means is I need to write the length as x plus something or x minus something, x times something, whatever. So the length is 7 centimeters more than the width. So that means the length is whatever the width is plus 7. So see how I've defined each quantity in terms of the same pronumeral x. I've only used one pronumeral x, and that's going to make it easy to solve. So that's step 1 done. I've defined the variables. Now what I'm going to do is set up an equation. So I have the perimeter equals 34 centimeters. So that means all the way around the rectangle is 34 centimeters. So that means that the width and the length together add to half of that, 17 centimeters. So it's 17 centimeters here plus another 17 centimeters here gives 34. So what I'm saying is that the width plus the length must equal 17. And that's my equation. So to solve this, I can only solve equations when x is in one spot. So I collect the like terms. X plus x is 2x. So I've got 2x plus 7 equals 17. Now I know how to solve this. We've solved it a million times. I'm going to solve this using the balance method. So I need to undo what's been done to x in the opposite order to BIDMAS. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. So that leaves me with 2x equals 17 minus 7 is 10, because of course the plus 7 and minus 7 undo each other. So I've got 2 times x equals 10. The way I undo timesing by 2 is to divide each side by 2. What you do to one side, you must do to the other in the balance method. So I'm left with x equals 5. Times 2 divide 2 cancel each other out. I'm just left with x is 10 divided 2, which is 5. So now I need to write a sentence about what I found. So x was the width. So I found the width is 5, so the length must be 5 plus 7, which is 12. And after writing my worded answer, there I'm done. All right, thank you so much for tuning into this video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.